Well, hello there. It's Friday. The weekend starts here. Let's move you out of it. You're a bit too close. There we go. There we go. Get a close up on my ugly mug. Isn't it glorious out here? Absolutely fantastic. That water sound is coming from a solar-powered water feature, and of course the sun's out, so it's working. Doesn't normally work when it's not. When it's not, the sun's not out, which is okay. Anyway. Lots of bees in the garden. We try and take some pictures of the bees, but just I had the wrong setting in the camera yesterday. I tried doing it in a high definition. Couldn't load it onto the iPad, so I'll try a different thing another day. I'll probably have to get the gimbal out like I did before with the bees. I've got the gimbal out, so we'll see what happens. See what I can do. Yeah, it's absolutely glorious. I must tell you about our weekend away out in Whitby. It was such a good time. While I was away on board ship, going back a little bit, I had my 60th birthday, and they all got together and they gave me a rather nice gift. They gave me a lump sum of money, as well as a cake. The cooks went to all that trouble of making me a cake for my 60th birthday, and a great chunk of change. Anyway, I went to the fossil shop, which is if you go into the main town, you go over that bridge and then turn to the right, there you'll find a fossil shop. And anyway, so I chose a couple of little fossils, some ammonites and some other sea creatures that were there. So we'll trilobites type thing. So I'll take a photograph of those. Just to show everyone when I get back on board ship, to show everyone what I turned my Christmas money, birthday money into. Yeah, it's not often that I get to actually spend my birthday money on things for myself, which I did this time. Normally I end up spending it on other people, but I do appreciate the gift that the crew gave me on board ship. Thank you very much. It was very, very well received and much appreciated. Anyway, but getting back to Whitby, so we went on this pub crawl on the first night there. We went to Staithes in the morning. We came back to the bed and breakfast and booked ourselves in, and promptly booked a little tiny restaurant for our wedding anniversary. And we sat and had a very nice meal. We had a couple of gin and tonics. And then on the way back, I persuaded Sarah to pull into this pub, and we had a half in there. It was biscuit beer. I'm not quite sure what that was about. Anyway, it's one of these micro breweries, and they had biscuit beer, or cake beer. Was it? Anyway, it was okay. It wasn't perfect, but then went on to another pub, and Sarah had a half again, and I had a pint of Theakston's, or do like Theakston's. It's not quite the same as Black Sheep, but Theakston's was good enough as it was. Looking at that giant bee that's flying around the lavender bush. Oh, they're so nice, aren't they? The bees. Do like the bees. Oh, that's a honeybee. Well, that's the first one. First honeybee I've seen in the garden. They don't look like bumblebees that you see. Honeybees are completely different, completely drab and dreary, and you wouldn't think that they produce honey in such vast quantities. But there they go. Well, I hope he goes back, has a nice time back at his hive. Anyway, so what we're going to do this weekend, I don't know. Sarah's working, so I'm going to be out and about. I might actually go for a drive somewhere. There's a tiny oasis that I found when I went cycling a while back, and I never really did it justice with the camera. It's one of these places that are right out in the middle of nowhere, and when I stumbled across it, I was absolutely gobsmacked. Tiny little lake with lots of brightly coloured flowers, and there was a bench to sit on. There's two benches actually. A bench to sit on in the cool. After I'd been cycling for a long time, it was much appreciated to sit under the trees. So I might go out and find that in the car tomorrow and take some pictures. Otherwise I might just stay at home and sort out some more editing. I've got 2 more films to edit back together. yeah, I was up quite late, well, late-ish last night, editing that last video. It does take a little bit of time. There were 17 clips that I stitched together in that video, and the photographs at the end, and of course the little song about the vampires. The girl that was doing the singing couldn't get Whitby Abbey. It was the White Abbey. Maybe she thought it was a spelling mistake, but it was definitely, should have been Whitby. I did type in Whitby, and it it got translated into White Abbey. Well, it's close enough, I suppose. Anyway, well, we didn't see any vampires. We did go into the gift shop, and I did buy a bottle of mead. Yeah, we haven't tried it yet, but I will. Maybe I'll tempt Sarah into having a little tipple of mead tonight, as it is the weekend here. Well, it is for me, it's not for her, because she's working. Poor love. Anyway, so that's about it, really. We got there's been quite a lot going on. I need to sort my head out around the news of what's happening in the UK at the moment. Labour's been in power for 2 weeks now, and they've already, it's starting to go downhill rapidly since Labour took over. I'm not happy with it. I think we should have another election, a general election, because I'm not happy with the results. As you know, it was Keir Starmer was one of the leading drivers around the Brexit referendum in the first place, that he didn't like the results and he demanded a second referendum. So I think we should therefore, in true spirits of Labour tactics, is to have a second general election and see if we can get it right this time. Nah, it's not going to happen, is it? Because we only need one election, don't we? And we got it wrong this time. Yeah, anyway, so look forward to your means-tested pensions. No more petrol cars from 2030. Expect rolling blackouts because Ed Miliband's on the ball. Energy scarceness. Oh, no, sorry, energy protection, isn't it? Something like that is going on about, but I think it's going to be energy reduction and scarcity. What else has been happening? All sorts of stuff. But yeah, that's for another video. But the flowers in the garden are doing really well. I'm going to have to water them because they're beginning to wilt a bit. I did give them a drink yesterday in the afternoon, and they're beginning to suffer a bit again today because of this lovely heat that we've got. Brilliant, isn't it? I absolutely love it. Hopefully I should get a bit of a suntan. I'm going to push this sun lounger back in a minute and see if I can absorb some rays. But yep, it's incredibly nice here in the garden. There's no screaming kids yet. Touch wood. They won't be around for a while. Hopefully it'll be too hot for them now to stay in. We never did when we were kids. In the summer of 1976, I don't suppose any of you will remember that. We had a glorious summer of 76. It was absolutely baking. And that wasn't climate change, that was just the way it was. You just had a heat wave. And as we know, temperatures haven't really risen since 1940. I think it's something like 0.2 a degree, is it? Something like that, 0.4 of a degree. You wouldn't even notice that. If you turned your air conditioning up by 2 degrees, you wouldn't even notice the difference. Or turned it down by 2 degrees, you wouldn't notice. So how are you going to really tell half a degree difference? Next year, it won't be so hot next year, I'm pretty sure of that. Anyway, the IT blackout's going on as well today, I've heard. And there's been riots in Leeds. The religion of peace have been, shall we say, peaceably protesting and turning over police cars peaceably and setting light to things in a very peaceful manner. So that's Leeds for you. So how many cities that fallen now? We've got Luton, Bradford, Leeds. Where else? Which other great British town have we lost? And there's been talk of which country will give Islam the nuclear weapon, and it's looking like, at the moment, that the UK will be the first country in history to give Islam the nuclear bomb. And I'm absolutely petrified. I'm really scared of Labour and the way things are going. It's really, really it's not looking good for retirement. It's not looking good for your old age. It's just turned into, yeah, it's turned into that. Anyway, we're not going to be unhappy. We're going to look for possibilities in the future. We're going to find out what's happening and what's going to be good, and we'll see from that. Sarah's off during the week, so we might go out somewhere. I might find like we did before, that nice country garden with the lakes and stuff. I'm going to look around for that, just for a day trip out somewhere nice, and have a nice relaxing. I don't think we're going to do a lot of walking if it's as hot as this, but yeah, it's nice. Really is glorious. You know, when you've worked on ships and you've been down the engine room all day and it's 65 degrees and you come out to this temperature, it would be absolutely magic. Yeah, 65 degrees centigrade that was on the ship up at the Red Sea, up at near Dubai. That was incredibly hot. And of course there's been stories coming out now of these pirate attacks on merchant vessels down the Red Sea and the Gulf. It's not funny. There's one guy lost his life recently, and I'm going to do a whole story about that, so that'll be worth watching. And I'm building this Doxford engine video, just trying to write things down, trying to get some notes sorted in my own head, because I'm no good at reading what comes out on the computer screen. I can't read them. All my videos are ad lib, as you can probably tell by all the mistakes I make. Anyway, that's getting on for 12 minutes. I won't put the adverts on just because this is a talking head video, and we'll catch you all on the next one. Have a great weekend. Have a few drinks tonight, if that's your thing. If you don't have a few drinks tonight, have a cup of tea, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye then.